Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose, back at it again with another Gems of War top 5 video for you guys. So as in the previous video, we're going to be looking at the top 5 underrated rare troops. So previously we looked at common troops, now we're going to be looking at rare troops. So let's start off at number 5. So the number 5 underrated troop is the Ethereal Sentry. Now, the Ethereal Sentry is a construct troop from the Hall of Guardians faction, which is associated with the White Helm Kingdom. It has a 10 mana cost of brown and yellow, and it has for his spell, Deny Passage. Increase an ally's attack by their armor. Create a Light Storm. Now, this troop right here can be pretty useful in a number of different team setups. Some people I've seen, some players I should say, I've seen them use this particular troop with a Hiking Iron Gut. You just boost up the armor on the Iron Gut, and then you cast this on High King, and there you go. He has a lot of attack to devour. For his traits, he actually has Deep Shield, which is gain 9 armor, I should say, when attacking delves. Armored, reduce damage from skulls by 25%, and spell block, reduce damage from spells by 50%. Now that is a big thing, that this troop right here, even though its skull damage reduction is pretty low, its spell damage reduction is significant for a rare troop. So that's pretty good. Now I have it on this team setup right here. Up front on the team, I have the Lord of Slaughter. Very powerful mythic troop right here, followed by Chernobog, and of course, the Shield of Erskaya. So I've demonstrated this before in a previous video, exactly how this team works out. You cast the Shield of Erskaya on the Lord of Slaughter. Before that, though, you cast your Chernobog, trying to get some purple or brown, get him spell ready, getting all the troops spell ready. After you cast this on your Lord of Slaughter, you cast the Ethereal Sentry on the Lord of Slaughter, and there he has a mountain of attack and armor, and you just go smacking the enemies into dust with this team. So yeah, let's go right ahead and hop into this battle and see if we can make this work out for you guys. So we're in Golvania, and yeah, this is the 5th spot on the list. All right, let's go ahead and get some brown right here, and then we're going to be able to do something if the AI stops matching gems. And there we go. So we have our troop spell ready. Let's cast this on the Lord of Slaughter. Now this on the Lord as well, and there we go. Look at that amount of attack. It's 424. Now we need to hit him up. There we go. Look at that. There's a nice cascade, and that is how that team works out. That was a good one. That was much better than how it worked out in some of the common troop videos. Okay, so let's move on to the troop that's going to be in the 4th spot. So number 4 on the list of top 5 underrated rare troops is Midge Swarm. Now this troop right here hasn't been getting the shine that it needs to. For one, its spell is very unique. Midge Swarm is a beast troop from the Wild Plains Kingdom. It has an 11 mana cost of green and brown. For its spell, it actually has Million Stings. It deals 54 scatter damage to all enemies. All right, to all enemies, and it deals this twice, which makes this a very unique troop right here. Now let me back out of Golvania. I'm just gonna switch my medals over to Pure Magic, and I'm gonna go down to Cinemirage, and let's see if I can put this. All right, let's do this mini boss fight right here, and I'm gonna bring this up to about Explore 2, and see how this actually works out. So because it's a beast, you can actually half mana start it from the Forest Guardian troop right here. Pretty easy to get that a half mana start. And there we go. We're killing them before we can cast. Okay, good. So okay, I'm at a mythic boss fight. All right, let's keep this going. Let's see if I can finish this out. And I want to show you this, guys, on at least a higher level of Explore. So you can see what Midge Swarm is able to do here, because it's the only troop I think in the game that does AoE damage, its standard AoE damage twice. I don't think any other troop does that. Okay, let's go right here and let's go to Explore 2. So regularly, many times 62 damage isn't enough to kill out these battles, but Mitch Swarm, because he's going to deal that 60 plus damage twice, makes it pretty easy for him to kill out the entire enemy team. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So you can do a little bit higher levels of explore with this troop right here. So that's it for the number 4 slot, which is Mitch Swarm. All right, let's move on to number 3. The number 3 underrated troop is, rare troop I should say, is Goblin Shaman. Now, the Goblin Shaman is, of course, a Goblin Mystic from the Zaijin Kingdom. It has a 10 mana cost of brown and purple. For his spell, he actually has spirits and spells. Create 7 green gems, give 47 life to a random ally, and gain an extra turn because it's a goblin that has a guaranteed chance of extra turn. Now this troop is very good right here. It's putting gems on the board. Then you're going to be able to go ahead and match those gems, getting your troop spell ready, and casting. In addition to that, it's giving life as well to a random ally. So it's pretty cool. So this is one of the teams that many early game players can actually make use of, right? Up front on the team, I have this weapon right here, which is the Javelin of Suncrest. This is available right now if you guys are want to get it. It should be in the Soul Forge because it's a Suncrest week. This actually removes all yellow gems and it deals 56 damage to an enemy boosted by gems removed. If the enemy is from Suncrest, it will deal double damage. As well as if the battle is in Suncrest, it will deal double damage. Now, the unique thing about this weapon, it has Quick. Quick is, let's go right into the weapon upgrades here. Come on. Quick means that it will gain an extra turn. All right, so I'm using this along with Queen Beatrix, who has a percentage chance, a 40% chance of an extra turn. Or she can gain an extra turn from the gems that she spawns on the board. She will be creating 9 green gems and 9 brown gems. And of course, Leprechaun is going to be at the bottom for a fast start. If you want, you can use a different hero class. I'm using Barbarian here for the Lightning Strike and the Green Storm, along with that, the Entanglement. You can use this on Explore 12 if you have the necessary amount of magic. Even if you don't, you will still gain magic because Beatrix has Arcane. She'll gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. And yeah, that is that team. Let's try it out on Explore 12. Let me see what medals I'm using here. All right, let me get my tribute first off. 21 gems, nice. Let's switch this over to an Anu and 2 Nishas. Okay, this is rare troop number 3. All right, let's see if we can explode the board here with our Leprechaun. Got Goblin Shaman powered up. Let's put some gems on the board. As I said before, let's cast our Beatrix. Got our Goblin Shaman powered up, and then we're going to just rinse and repeat this. We're just going to rinse and repeat. If we have our Beatrix going, we're going to cast this, get life, and just keep on going with it. Keep on going until we kill them out. If you're a low-level player, you can use this team very well. The execution on this is flawless, let me tell you. You can use this for a long time. In fact, my wife, Cam, she actually used this team for a very long time. I think she's actually still using this team. So shout out to Cam. All right, so that was number 3. Let's move on to the number 2 slot of top 5 underrated rare troops. The number 2 slot is Trickster. Now, Trickster is an interesting pick right here for number 2. I'm going to explain why I put this troop at number 2. For one, Trickster has Swift, which makes it a second turn empowered troop, especially if you use this in delves if the needs be, or in any other restriction where you can't use your Leprechaun. For the mana color and cost, if you notice, it's actually 1 less than Leprechaun. The only difference is Leprechaun starts battles with full mana. So majority of the times, person go for Leprechaun. But if you cannot get Leprechaun in that particular restriction, Trickster is your best shot. So Trickster is a wild folk rogue with an 11 mana cost. This troop is actually found in a faction from the Warrens faction, which is associated with Pan's Veil. Trickster has, as I said before, an 11 mana cost of purple and green, the same as Leprechaun, and then he has for his spell, Trick Shot. explode 22 green gems, switch the first and last enemy. So it's going to be rotating the enemy team, which is useful in some respects. As I said before, it has Swift, which is starting battles with 75% mana, and Agile, a 20% chance to dodge skull damage, and of course, Deep Vitality. It will gain 9 life when attacking delves. So on this team, I have Emeraldrin. This also has a percentage chance of an extra turn, boosted by green gems. We all know this troop. And then we have right here, War and Peace, a standard AoE weapon. You can switch this on to with whatever you prefer. And of course, I am using the Monk Hero class here. You don't have to use Monk. You can use whatever you prefer. I'm leveling Monk. That's why I threw it onto this class. But usually, if you prefer, you want to use something that has a Leaf Storm if you're not going to be using the dragon. So for example, you can use classes like Barbarian, or you can use classes like Archer. On this one, I think I might go with Barbarian here just to demonstrate this for you guys. And yeah, Leprechaun is at the bottom right here. So let's back out and let's try this on an Explore 12 battle. Okay, so let's take that gem right there at the top. And as I said before, Trickster, just a simple match, and he's spell ready. He's ready to go. So let's go ahead and do this. And we're not going to rotate them if we don't need to. Let's cast this. Nice big hits. And now we're going to cast Trickster. Rotating the enemies just like that. Cast this again. And then I'm going to cast Trickster again, rotating the enemies. Very good. And cast it again, rotating them. Man, yeah, that's basically how you use that troop right here. So that was the number 2 slot on the top 5 underrated rare troops. So who sits at number 1? Okay, so the number 1 most underrated rare troop is Devourer. This troop right here, I think, is so underrated. The Devourer is like a miniaturized version of the Web Spinner. Why? It deals double skull damage versus webbed enemies. Along with that, it has Snare. So it will inflict web the same as the Web Spinner when dealing skull damage. And then for his spell, now this is where it gets interesting. Corpse Nest. It will drain up to 8 mana from an enemy, and there is a 4% chance to devour them for each skull on the board. Now, of course, you need a significant amount of skulls to get a 100% chance of a devour here, but at the same time, if you do execute a devour, this double skull damage will be boosted now because you're going to be having a higher attack, higher armor, and everything that you gain from the enemy troop. Now, in that respect, in the fact that it can gain stats makes it a little bit better in some respects in comparison to the Web Spinner, because the Web Spinner, of course, has no skull damage reduction and has no way of gaining any stats from its traits or its spell. So as a result, you might have Web Spinner up front on a team and it easily gets killed. You know what I mean? I've made so many teams with a Web Spinner and it gets killed over and over and over again. And this troop is a rare troop that is able to devour and then smack the enemies into dust. And of course, as I said before, this troop is a bounty troop. Look at that. So it is a beast troop, and as I said before, it's a bounty troop. So you should be able to pick up this pretty easy. It's a rare troop, right? It has a 12 mana cost, and I have it on this team right here. So of course, the Devourer is going to be up front, followed by Bogstrider. Bogstrider is very nice on this team because he's going to entangle the enemies. And along with that, he has a significant amount of skull damage reduction, just in case, I lose my Devourer. On the team as well, I have the Wild Queen here. Just in case I don't catch that Devourer, I can actually use the Wild Queen to strip off their attack and give it to that first ally, which is going to be my Devourer. And along with that as well, the Wild Queen is going to be putting skulls and green gems on the board, which is going to be benefiting my Bogstrider, benefiting herself, and other elements on the team. Of course, at the bottom of the team right here, I have my Essence of Evil. I think I'm going to move it to the second slot right there. So yeah, that is how that team is set up. Let me change the banners here. I don't think I need that particular setup for banner. Let's go with brown and there we go. Green and brown. And that is the team. Let's check this one out in an Explore 12 battle right here in Golvania. And let's see if I can execute this team very well. Let me back out first off. Let me switch my medals over to pure magic. I think I have some stuff blinking in my mail. All right, good. Let's back out of here and let's head back to Golvania. Now, let's see if we can make this mini boss fight a good one. Okay, so as I said before in many other videos, I tend to start off some of these videos and I don't have enough mana to start. And when I was recording or planning this video before, there was plenty of mana on the board. All right, let's keep on hitting them here. There we go. We have Box Rider. And we didn't get our troop spell ready. All right, let's see if we can catch a Devour. Did not. And let's match that over there. And we still need to be getting some mana. We're short on mana just when we need it the most. And all right, let's see if we can catch another Devour. Nope. All right, let's match that. Come on, baby. Give us some mana. Don't starve us. Every single time I want to make these videos with these troops, I end up getting smacked. And there we go again. All right, let's see if we can finish this one up. And I'm going to try it once more because this troop, if it works out nicely, it works really well. Good. And now let's cast this right here. There's a slow start to this board, but you know, it happens. Very good. All right, let's go back to it again. And let's try this one more time. Come on, baby. Don't do that to us. Okay, let's try it again. Hopefully we get some green on the board and everything flows this time around. Okay, let's see if we can match that right there. Let's get the Wild Queen going. I'm going to strip off their armor, their attack. There we go. And let's see if we can get a Devour. No, we did not. Let's strip their attack again. And once we start tapping them with these skulls, everything here is going to die. As you can see, it's pretty simple to kill them out because I buffed up the attack. Now, if indeed we get a Devour, it will go even faster. All right, let's match the skull. And there you go. So that is basically how that works. Let's try one more to see if we can make it go faster. Because we're not getting much green at the starting board. And the AI keeps getting marvelous matches. And we're not getting any. All right, let's match that. Come on, baby. Get everybody spell ready. Come on. There we go. And we're hitting them at least. Very good. And there we're talking. That's exactly what we're talking about. Once we get those hits in, it's over for them. There you go. That was much better. It wasn't as smooth as I'd prefer. But yeah, that is the #1 most underrated rare troop in the game. If you guys actually found this informative and if you like these videos, go ahead and blow up that like button. Definitely show your appreciation. And if you know anyone that's looking for good Guild Wars teams, PvP teams, Explore 12 teams, and of course a viability ranking series and this series as well, tell them to come on over and check out the channel. All right, guys, catch you next one. Peace.